Mario's New Earth is a game that I was a little bit conflicted about playing. Although it was recommended to me by a viewer, the release video very clearly says, don't play. So, before even booting the game, I was at a crossroads, but in the name of Christmas, I made a judgment call and I played it, which turned out to be the right decision. I feel like I'm on a roll with Mario 64 hacks this year. So far I've played 3 or 4 games in this marathon alone that I would call some of my favorites. So, yeah, I guess you could say we eatin' good this year. Mario's New Earth is a full-sized ROM hack of Mario 64 with 125 stars and a large assortment of brand new worlds to explore. The story for this game is absolutely bonkers. It tells the tale of how Bowser became an all-powerful being who destroyed the Earth for the express purpose of killing Mario in the process. So God, yes, literal God, decided to create a new Earth which Bowser quickly became the president of because he might be God as well, maybe? So God, not Bowser, but God, gives Mario a second chance to redeem himself after failing to save the world and appoints him as the sole savior of the new Earth to stop Bowser. It's all based on a true story, of course. Now, full disclosure, I wasn't paying way too much attention to the story beyond a couple of lore dumps and signs and whatnot. It's Mario 64. So I kinda just wanted to jump back into the action as quickly as possible. But I gotta say that the lore and the backstory of this game is nuts and represents a level of effort and attention that, as you may have figured out, is fairly rare for Mario 64 hacks, and it's very well done. All the characters talk about their situations, they come from different walks of life, there's some charm to them, some humor, and you'd better be paying attention to all of that shit because there's gonna be a quiz later. No, really. It's full of personality. It really does feel like it was written by a human being, and from what I understand, the creator is in fact a human. But let's talk about the actual game. This game is very good. Every single level is distinct and different from the last. They are incredibly nice and fun to look at, while also making good use of layers and verticality. One of the nicest looking levels is this Boo Village with this layer of mist that gets thicker as it gets lower to the ground. You'll see this graphical effect a lot in the game. It's such a seemingly simple thing that makes everything look so much better. There's the small beach level with the sunset in the background, there's this peaceful temple garden, there's my favorite level, the computer simulation level where everything is a see-through platform with a colored border denoting what kind of terrain it is. When this game is at its best graphically, the atmosphere is impeccable. Not every single level looks that good, but they more than make up for it with the gameplay. The game is very aware that it's Mario 64. The levels and challenges work very well in the context of that. They feel authentic, but with that personal element that makes them unique. The difficulty of this hack is almost perfect. The game's pacing is incredibly brisk, and the challenges it presents to you are entirely reasonable while still being engaging enough to give you a sense of accomplishment for overcoming them. This hack is wonderfully consistent and efficient, so much so that I actually went all the way through to the end screen in a single day from 0 stars. I haven't played a hack this brisk, consistent, and easy to binge since Cursed Castles, which was like a week ago. Easily one of the best things about this ROM hack is that it doesn't kick you out of the level when you get a star. For a game like Super Mario 64, this is a majorly important innovation whose helpfulness I cannot overstate. One of the biggest issues I have when playing Mario hacks is going through a level trying to get 8 red coins or maybe a 100 coin star or maybe the 5 secret thingy-majiggies, but in the process I stumble upon a completely different objective that I could go and grab right then and there, except if I do that I'll lose all the progress I made towards those coin stars and I gotta start all over again. But in a hack like this where you don't get kicked out of the level for that, it allows you to just slam through without any interruptions, which makes the game phenomenally fun and is really good if you're like me and have absolutely no fucking patience for any form of interruption or non-gameplay or really just anything at all. And after all, that is what Mario 64 has always been about, right? On top of that, this game doesn't even kick you out of the level when you die. Most of the time, which means you just pop right back up and keep on trucking. It doesn't even take your coins away. That's a very nice touch. You might be able to criticize this for making the game too easy and for removing that severe anxiety which pushes you to be as flawless as possible, but at the same time, this kind of feels like another way of cutting down on bullshit because I don't have to repeat things that I already did. So yeah, the difficulty in this hack is perfect. Almost. Now when I said the challenges it presents to you are entirely reasonable, I was talking about every moment right up until the Bowser Fortress where you have to do this fucking weirdo wall jump crossover hot cross buns bullshit. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you guys, I hate this part. There was never a moment while I was doing this wall jumpy gibberish where I wasn't a second away from slamming my head in the hood of a truck. From my memory, the creator Pixel SM64 said that the game gets really unfair near the end, so I guess I can't say that I wasn't warned, but goddamn, this made me angry. I guess it makes sense that this happens right at the end, but I almost wonder if it would have hit a little less hard if it were somewhere in the middle. Thankfully, this represents such a small percentage of the game, so it doesn't end up invalidating everything it did right. And then you have the music, which might go without saying at this point, is another one of the game's strong suits. While a lot of the music in this hack is present in many others, there are a handful of songs that I haven't heard anywhere else before, and as usual, they sound pretty fire, as the kids say. Do the kids still say that? I don't actually know what the kids say anymore, but what I'm saying is the music is real good. Mario's New Earth is one of my new favorite Mario 64 hacks. Infuriating disparate difficulty jumps aside, the game pretty much hits all of the important nails on the head pretty well. It's great from an audio-visual standpoint, it's excellent in terms of gameplay and level design, it's even got great writing and storytelling, so if you're about to ask me if I recommend this hack, you'd better stop right now, because you already know the answer to that. Santa Claus is coming to town and you'd best hope he knows how to use flips. But that's gonna be it for today. But remember to tune in for tomorrow's episode. Can you guess what it is? That's a trick question. You can't, because it was not requested by anybody. Tomorrow's episode is kinda special because it's a ROM hack of a game that we haven't seen any ROM hacks of before, and that is the only hint I'm gonna give you. Otherwise, Merry Christmas, cousins.